The NFL season is literally days away. I'm excited because I feel like my team can make it all the way. I know Jay's excited because his team went to the playoffs last year and they got a good chance to get to the Super Bowl. So guess what? We're going to talk football. So that collaboration is here. We're going to have a good time. Jay, what's goody with you, my guy?
What's good? What's good? I'm just chilling, man. Ready to talk some ball.
All right, bet. So we're going to start off with the AFC East. Actually, Jay, I'm going to let you go. So actually, I'll go first. I'll start this off. This to make it easy. So the AFC East was won last year by the Buffalo Bills, and so it was Bills, Dolphins. Did the Patriots finish last year? I think they did. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Patriots were last. No, the Jets were last. I'm sorry, the Jets were terrible last year.
Yeah, the Jets were last.
Yeah, the Jets were terrible last year. They actually started off pretty good, and I think
pretty solid.
Yeah, and then they had quarterback issues, right? They had Zach Wilson. Yeah. Yeah, it was trash. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Talk your shit.
No, I mean, I'm saying like they had a good little run, and then just like the quarterback issue, Zach Wilson just started underperforming, then ended up getting benched and all that,
Yeah.
They had something going, and then once they had something going, it just all came crashing down.
Right, exactly. So I know we're talking about the Buffalo Bills, but real quick about the division, the Jets got Aaron Rodgers now, so they looking to right the ship, and now they feel like they have their quarterback of the future. But the Buffalo Bills, we all know since Josh Allen's been there, they've been a playoff team. Their defense at times, one of the years Josh Allen, I don't know, it was 2020, whatever year, defense really good. Defense last year had moments. There was issues between Stephon Diggs and ownership about wanting to play. I think did he have to be traded? I don't know if he has to be traded, but I know he was having some issues with.
I heard anything for him being traded, but there were some issues going on, especially how they finished last year as well. When they had that playoff game against the Bengals, they just didn't play well. Stephon Diggs was just like, he came to Josh Allen just like, come on, like we got to pick it up. And that was like my first time seeing them two really, go at it. Which I understand from Diggs' perspective, but like, that's just not just the way you want to go out. Especially them coming to your stadium in the snow, and they just put on the performance they did on you, like on the Bills. It just leaves some things in question.
Right, and think about it. You would think that that the snow would be an advantage for the Bills. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's upstate New York type of weather. All right, but okay, so let's run down the Bills schedule. And me and Jay, we're gonna come up with a wins record. So I'm just gonna run down the schedule, and then you tell me what you think after each team that I mentioned. So okay, so week 1 they're playing the New York Jets. They're going to the New York Jets. What do you see that as a win? So this is Aaron Rodgers' first game. He's home. He's got Aaron Rodgers some new receivers. He's got Adam Lazard.
Yeah, Adam Lazard, Garrett Wilson, Randall Cobb went to him. You got the tight end, I think CJ Uzama.
Mm-hmm.
Had one other receiver as well, but it's just new faces and all that. But I'm really excited to see Garrett Wilson play this year.
Yeah, I am too. And the Jets feel like they was one good quarterback away from winning it all. That defense was that good. Their defense was really good last year.
It was just the offense just couldn't keep up.
The offense just couldn't handle its own business. That's really what it comes down to. All right, so we're not gonna run down each team. I'm just gonna read the teams they play. So they play the Jets. Week 2 they play Las Vegas Raiders. Week 3 they play at the Commanders. Week 4 home against Miami. Week 5 technically I guess an away game is at London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's gonna be a good game because Jacksonville is pretty gonna be good. Week 6 they play your New York Giants in Buffalo. Week 7 against the Patriots. 8 Buccaneers. 9 at Cincinnati, which is going to be a tough game. Cincinnati and them, they always play tough games. And like you just mentioned earlier, that's going to be a revenge game for the Bills because Cincinnati walked up in your shit. and took what they wanted.
Definitely.
You know, so that's going to be a good game. Then they play against Denver with a new look Russell Wilson, Sean Payton duo. That's going to be interesting. Then they play the Jets again in Buffalo at Philly. That's going to be a good game against the reigning NFC champion. That's going to be a good one. Week 13 is their bye week. Then they play at Kansas City, which is going to be another tough game because you're going to Kansas City. Then you play Dallas. You play at the Chargers. Then you play New England. And then you finish out the season at Miami. So, real quick, I'm going to tell you, so the tough games that they got at Miami.
You got Cincinnati.
You play at Cincinnati. You play at Kansas City. So, you're talking about a Dolphins team that's going to be really good with Tyreek Hill. This depends on how Tua stays healthy. Thank you, Conscious Beauty, for the 12 months. Baby, I appreciate that. Thank you. At Miami, at Kansas City, at Cincinnati, you play at the Chargers, and you play the Cowboys. That's a tough schedule. That's a tough schedule.
But with the one with Kansas City is the one especially I'm excited about because you said they play at Kansas City, right?
And that's late in the season. That's week 14.
And so if you look at the matchups in the past, it's like in the playoffs, Kansas City wins, but in the regular season, the Bills have won. I think how many times have they played against each other at Kansas City the past 2 seasons? I know what season it was. Was it last season or season?
I think it was 2021.
Yeah.
Was it 2021? I think it was. Yeah. I do know that they play good games. Like that one playoff game a couple years ago, it was wild when they came back in overtime when Patrick Mahomes did Superman shit. That was wild. Yeah. That was wild.
I'm sitting here. I was at my parents' I'm just sitting at the edge. I'm just like, what am I watching right now?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It went from the Bills going to the Super Bowl, going to the AFC champ, to them the game being tied up, to Patrick Mahomes winning the game, getting the field goal. It was crazy. I was like, what is happening here? What is happening here? So, all right. So, this is gonna be tough because they play in a good division. Every team in that division is capable of winning games. We know the Dolphins are gonna be good. We know the Jets should be good. Patriots, now that Matt Patricia is not the the offensive coordinator anymore, which I don't know why a defensive coordinator was ever a offensive coordinator. I think the Patriots are going to be better. So their own division is going to be tough. Then you talk about like Kansas City. Then you got to play at Cincinnati. So I'm going to say wins wise, I'm seeing the Kansas City probably going to be an L. I'm seeing Cincinnati might be an L.
Yeah, I'm about to say Kansas City and Cincinnati. I would say both of them. They're going to be good games.
They're going to be good games.
I feel like, especially with Cincinnati, I feel like that game, the Bills are going to come with an edge. They're going to, they booed them from the playoffs in an embarrassing style. So they're definitely going to have that edge. But I feel like it's going to be both hard-fought games. And I would definitely give Kansas City and Cincinnati a win against the Bills.
Okay, let's fuck it. Let's actually run through this because this is gonna be good. So let's run through game by game here. All right. Okay. So week 1 at New York Jets, is that a win for the Buffalo Bills or an L for you?
I'm gonna give the Bills the win, the opening win against the Jets.
Okay, so you're giving them W.
Yeah, I'm giving them a win.
Okay, all right. So here's what I'm gonna say about this. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate y'all coming in. Here's what I'm gonna say about this. With Aaron Rodgers being new to the Jets, I don't know what to expect on the first week. I don't know what to expect. Like, I know over the course of the season they're gonna be good, but your first test is now. Granted, it is at home, so you should have the advantage. But because it's a new offense, even though he do got some receivers there that he's familiar with, and the offensive coordinator is reunited with him in New York, right? I think the guy from the Broncos that got fired is now
Nathaniel Hackett.
Hackett is with the Jets, right? So
yeah.
So what's up, City John? Thank you for coming in, baby. Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett is the offensive coordinator, so there's a familiarity there. So it may not be too much that he has to adjust to. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna say the Jets win that game. And that's crazy for me to say that because because if there's ever a game that they could lose, it would be the first one. Because it's a fresh offense. But I don't know. I think the Jets that defense is really good. That defense is really good. So I'm gonna say week 1. I'm gonna say that's an L for the Bills, and you saying it's a W. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me. You know, I'm pretty close to 50-50 on it. But I'm just saying, I'm only going with giving the Bills because even though you know how they fell off, and even though they still had an iffy near the end of the season, I'm just going off. They're more of a more stable team. You know, like they have a lot of the pieces still put together, the chemistry and all that. And that's why I'm giving. And like, I mean, Josh Allen's that dude, and so is Aaron Rodgers. You know, but I'm just giving the Bills a little bit of an edge on this one. Okay,
fair enough. Can y'all, everybody in the chat, can y'all hear 𝐀𝐸𝐻 like loud? Is he good? Is his audio good? Okay, we're gonna keep moving though. Week 2 for the Bills, they play at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. What do you think? Is that an L or a W for the Bills?
I'm giving that a W for the Bills.
I am too. Jimmy Garoppolo is the new quarterback for the Raiders, right?
Yeah, he's the quarterback for the Raiders, and I feel like I mean, they still have a lot of holes in their defense as well. Yeah.
Their offense should be good though, but the Raiders defense, probably gonna be some issues there.
Devontae Adams is still gonna show out regardless.
Oh yeah, he's gonna put numbers up on the board. Absolutely, he's gonna put numbers on the board. Okay. All right, so we're gonna both give the Bills a W for week 2 against the Raiders, and it's a home game, so yeah, should gotta be a win. All right. Week number 4 at Washington Commanders. Now the Washington Commanders is gonna be pretty good this year.
I'm gonna lie, Washington is, especially their defense.
Yeah,
they got like Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young. I think they reconstructed their contract with some other defensive end from Mississippi State that they got, man. Montez Sweat.
Yeah, but Chase Young got something to play for because they didn't give him a fifth. They gave him he's on his last year of his deal, right?
Yeah, he's on his last year, I think, on his rookie contract.
Yeah, so he's got something to play for. I know we're not talking about the Commanders, but he got something to play for. So that might not. I mean, they now. I don't know how much a home field advantage that Washington is, because I feel like their fans that's not a home field advantage to me. So even with.
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, the stadium is one of the most blandest stadiums, and I've been there before, and it's nothing. Like FedEx Field is not. FedEx. Yeah, I live in Maryland. DC Maryland ain't that far away.
Man,
and FedEx Field is nothing. And I promise you, if you've never been there, you're not missing it. FedEx Field is nothing.
Okay.
So, but even with that being said, Commanders are gonna be good. Eric Bieniemy, I still think the Bills should win this game.
Yeah, I'll give it to the Bills as well.
Yeah, I give the Bills a win. All right, so we both give them a W. All right, week 4 is against the Dolphins. They're home at the Dolphins. And this is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a good game because who the hell gonna stop Tyreek Hill and what's the other guy? What's the other receiver's name? Jalen Waddle. Yeah, who's gonna stop that? And they picked up Jalen Ramsey on defense.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Jalen Ramsey's he's gonna be out because he's injured, so he's not gonna be able to even play that game. So he's gonna be out for the first few weeks of the season.
Is he missing the first 4 games? Is he on injured reserve?
Yeah, he's on IR right now. He's not even gonna be. He's not gonna be ready for the beginning of the season.
So I think the way IR they oh shit, what the hell was that? Thank you. I don't know. I heard an alert from something, but thank you for that. Whoever did that. I think IR. I think you missed the first 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Is that how that works? IR? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Okay. Oh, nonetheless, this is gonna be a good game. Now, do I think the Bills can win this game? Sure they can. It's at home. Do I think they're gonna win this game? Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Jalen Ramsey. I think the Bills are gonna win this game. It's a home game. I think they're gonna win this game.
I'll give it the Bills as well because I just feel like they're gonna. I feel like Tua gonna show up because we can see Tua can play some ball, But it's come down, the issues, with his throwing power, accuracy, and his durability. Like he went through so much last year. Like
that concussion shit was wild, and the fact that they put him back in the following week in concussion protocol was even crazier. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Because like I feel like if two is good, like I hope nothing happens, but like if two is in the game, they have a shot of being a good team Dolphins wise. But without Tua, I mean, obviously the Bills, I feel like it's gonna walk it down. But with this game, I'll give the Bills. But like you said, who's gonna stop Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? That's two of the fastest players in the league. One of them is the fastest player.
Fuck, in the league, didn't Tyreek Hill with 1,500 yards last year? He had his best season in terms of yardage.
I think I might have to go back and look, but yeah, he still
balled. He balled.
Yeah.
Even with the all over the place at quarterback, because they had a couple people in there when Tua was out. He still balled.
I remember people saying like, "Oh, Tyreek's not going to be good." Like his production was only Patrick Mahomes and all that. And then you look at what he did last year with a quarterback that went through so much distress and several quarterback changes. Like Tyreek Hill is still that guy. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, because he's faster than everybody. Who's gonna guard him? He's faster than everybody in the league. So like, if it comes down, you're gonna have to put a single high safety to double team him, and he's still better. He's still better than you. You know what I'm saying? You can't play man to man. He's gonna burn you. If you put a single high safety, then he's drawing attention, and that's when Jalen Waddle eats. So like, that's gonna be hard to stop. That's gonna be hard to stop. Like you said, it's a matter of Tua can get him the ball, and can Tua stay healthy? Is really going to come down to. So, but I'm gonna say for this, I'm gonna give this a win for the Buffalo Bills. What do you?
I'll give it a win for the Bills as well.
Okay, bet. That's a bet. Okay, week 5. This is a good one. They played the Jaguars in London. What are your thoughts? What's up, Reaper?
This one right here, because I think the Jags can definitely make some noise this year. In the last year, the way that finished, the Jags beat the Bills in Jacksonville, but this one's in London. So it's like
you're right.
Jacksonville is a good team. They're a sleeper team, and like they have shown flashes where they can be really good. Like that playoffs game against the Chargers, where they came back from a 28.
Oh, they was down by so much, yo. That was crazy.
I remember I was watching the game, and then at halftime I was like, "Oh, this game in the bag." And I came at the fourth quarter, and it was, they came back, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
But at I like Doug Peterson, and I feel like Trevor Lawrence can take, this is a big year for him and stuff like that. And so this one right here, I feel like this is gonna be a good team because they got Ridley's back, they got weapons on offense. Travis Etienne is a good running back. And their defense, the defense can show up if they show up. So
right.
This one right here, this one is a tough one. Honestly,
it is because it's a neutral playing field as well. Like you're talking about no team really has an advantage home field wise. Now we're just talking about whose roster is better. Now, of course, with these predictions that we're making, we're talking about the team being healthy. Except the ones that are confirmed out at this time. Like you said, last game with Jalen Ramsey, like we know he's not playing that game. But assuming the roster's healthy, this is what we're talking about here because there is no home field advantage. Which team is better? Now, based on what I saw last year, the Jaguars have a really good team. I can see the and they usually, for the most part, they usually play good when they play in London. I don't know what their exact record is. They spanked my Ravens a couple years ago in London. I think this is a win for the Jaguars, honestly.
Like I said,
Trevor Lawrence can ball.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence can ball, but at the same time, Josh Allen can as well. So it's just like it's just difficult for me to. Really
whose defense is better, in your opinion?
Defensive wise, I would say, man, I'll give you the. If I wanted to pick a defense, I would pick the Bills defense.
Okay.
Like I would pick the Bills defense over the Jaguars defense, but it's nothing against the Jaguars defense. I feel like they're really good.
Okay.
But at the same time, when they first few games of the season last year, the Jags defense didn't look good. But this is a different defense, you know. And with the Jaguars defense specific, they got that number overall pick. Was it Trayvon Walker? I want to see what he does this year. I mean, he was the number one overall pick, and you know, last year he didn't live up to the expectations. So I was just like, can he, with him in specific, can he take this next step this year to really prove, you know, I'm that number one overall pick?
Right. Okay. So what would you give this game for the Bills?
I would. I'm gonna take the Bills.
Okay, you taking Bills. Okay, you taking Bills. I'm taking the Jaguars that game, because I just think with it being a neutral field, I mean, if this was in Buffalo, I would probably say Buffalo, but neutral field, and I like the way the Jaguars play last year. And Doug Peterson is a go for it all type of coach. You saw in that Super Bowl, he pulled all the stops and that, like, all kinds of trick plays. Like, Doug Peterson is that guy, and I like the way he galvanized the troops. Like, I didn't think when the Chargers had that big ass lead in that playoff game, I had no idea that the Jaguars was gonna come back and win that game. No idea. So I like what I'm seeing. I don't know what additions they made on offense, but I like Trevor Lawrence's development, and I like where they're going. They're going to be in the playoffs too, but I'm gonna say that's a win for the Jaguars. Okay, this is a good one for you. Week 6 against your New York Giants. Now, this is in Buffalo though, and this is a primetime game on NBC. What do you think? Bills Giants.
Bills and Giants. Obviously, fan wise, you know, I'm a root for my Giants, but at the same time, realistically, you know, like, anybody can beat at any given time. But I would give this one. I would give it the Bills.
You give the Bills? Okay.
Yeah, I would give the Bills, even though, you know, I would like the Giants to win. But I feel like, just offensive wise, how I know how our defense is, we don't have the best secondary besides from Xavier McKinney and Adoree Jackson. And Adoree Jackson, he's pretty inconsistent. So I feel like, you know, we can get overpowered on the defense. And even though the Bills aren't very good at running the ball, we aren't.
They barely choose to run the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't really choose to run the ball either. But I feel like if they run the ball, if there's a game that they will try to, I feel they would try to go against us, because we aren't very good at stopping the run either.
Right.
So I've a lot of issues on the defensive side. Like, even if we perform well on the offensive side, I definitely see ourselves struggling on the defensive endpoint. So that's why I'll give it the Bills over the Giants.
Oh yeah, because I'm looking at what the Bills have. You have Stephon Diggs. You have Gabe Davis, who's been there for a few years now. I mean, you got pieces there. You got they got the tight end I like, Knox. Knox is another good tight end. They have weapons that the Giants gonna have to cover, but you know, it's one of those things where the Giants' weakness versus one of the Bills' weakness, who wins? Because the Bills don't run the ball, because they feel like Josh Allen is their end all be all. He slings the ball, and Josh Allen can take off too. So we'll see what the game plan is. I'm gonna say Bills, only because I feel like the Giants on the road, and I just don't think they have enough star power to hang with the Bills. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I just don't think they're gonna win. I'm gonna say Bills. You say Bills?
Yeah, I'd say Bills.
All right. Week 7, they go against at New England.
At New England.
I don't think I need to elaborate on this one. I mean, New England's cool, but I think Buffalo wins this game.
Buffalo, I'll take Buffalo. I feel like, you know, the Bills they're gonna overpower.
Yeah. Yeah, and then with, I guess I'll elaborate on what's his name? What's the quarterback's name? I'm drawing a blank. Mac Jones. Yeah, you don't know which Mac Jones you're gonna get week by week with him. Yeah. You know, I mean, of course, the offensive coordinator was Matt Patricia last year, who was known as a defensive guy, like I said. But Mac Jones also has his culpability in some of the things he do. Like, one week he'll look like the Alabama version. The next week he looks like a guy that don't belong in the league. with all the turnovers that he does sometimes. Like, people liked him because he was a pure pocket passer, but you have to realize in today's age of football, just saying you're a pocket passer means nothing. A quarterback nowadays needs to be athletic, can run the ball, and make good decisions passing the ball. Just because you're a good pocket passer, if you're a sitting duck, you know what I'm saying, you don't offer anything other than just passing the ball. You need to be multi-talented, and I think Mac Jones being a sitting duck hurts the Patriots because I don't think his passing ability is A1 like he was drafted to be. At least I haven't seen it. He's shown flashes at times, but I don't see consistent.
His rookie year, yeah, I would say he did.
Rookie year, exactly. I think his rookie year was his best year.
I would say that.
You know, so yeah, I agree. So okay, so we're saying Bills W.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Week 8 is against Tampa Bay. This is at home against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay don't have Brady no more. They got Baker Mayfield. They still got the receivers, but I still think the Bills should win this game.
Bills, I'll take the Bills.
I think the Bills should win this game. Yeah. Baker Mayfield is another one of those guys that's like you just don't know. You like he can be good, but you don't know which Baker Mayfield you're gonna get.
That slant when he was with Carolina, I mean, that was not good at all. And then when he had that one where he won when he was with a little bit with the Rams against the Raiders, where he had that last drive, game-winning drive. But you know, nothing about the Buccaneers, you know, I see really threatens the Bills. So I would definitely take the Bills.
I agree. Well, I'll take that back. I mean, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, they present a threat to any defense because they can take the top off. I mean, they are big. Their catch radius is great. So I think their receivers present a problem, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. I just because it's Baker Mayfield throwing the ball. I just don't know. He's weird. Like he could be good, he could be bad. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm gonna still say Bills.
Yeah.
All right, you got Bills too. Okay. All right. Week 10, we got this. Oh, first of all, they got this is whoa. I didn't even peep this until just a second ago. They got 3 8 o'clock games in a row, back to back to back. So the Buccaneers game is 8 o'clock on Amazon. It feels weird even saying that these games are on Amazon now, but right, like football's on Amazon, dog. That's what we've gotten to now. That football's on Amazon now. It's weird. Week 8 is on Amazon, 8:15. Week 9 at Cincinnati, and then week 10 is at Denver. Did we wait? Hold on. Did we wait? We just did week 8, right? So okay, so week 9 was at Cincinnati. So this is the primetime game. This is the one we was kind of debating on. Cincinnati's had that number recently, and is at home. And you got Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Boyd, and Mixon. How do you stop that? I don't think the Bills have enough to stop that.
And then with the Bengals, you know, their offensive line group, they got Orlando Brown from the Chiefs now holding it down. Then, you know, Joe Burrow, you know, a top 5 quarterback in the league. And then with the defensive wise, I mean, they lost Jesse Bates, they lost both their safeties, but I mean, I think they went and got some more DBs in the draft. And like I feel like you said, the Bengals, you know, have had that number for a while, and I feel like once again, you know, I just feel like the Bengals are just going to take over again. They got to play at Cincinnati, and I feel like
isn't that a rematch game to when that DeMar Hamlin shit that happened last year? Because then they stopped the game, right?
They ended the game completely, and then they played again, you know, later in the playoffs.
They canceled that game, and then they played again, and then Cincinnati won that game. So really, reality, Buffalo hasn't beaten Cincinnati with this core of players since Joe Burrow got there. To my knowledge, they played the playoff game. They won that game. They may have won that regular season game, and then they went back and beat them in the playoffs. So really, since Joe Burrow's been there, Bills can't beat them.
Yeah.
So
that right there, I'm giving Cincinnati that win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. You would think this would be the time for Buffalo to win. I don't see it though. I'm gonna say L. I'm gonna give it an L. All right, week 10 is against Denver Broncos. Sean Payton. Russell Wilson looks to be, I don't know, revamped. I guess I don't know what else to say. Like he played terrible last year.
I'm gonna be real with the Broncos wise. You know, they got Sean Payton. You know, he's trying to salvage, reevaluate, you know, get that offense going. Now, at this point in the season, I feel like when the Bills and the Broncos play, the way the Broncos are is going to solidify how the rest of the season goes. So if the Broncos don't have it going by the time they play the Bills, the game is already going to be decided.
Mm-hmm.
If Soar can't fix Russell Wilson that offense, the Bills are going to blow by them. So that's why when we get to talk to Broncos, I'm back and forth with it because there's a chance for it to be good, but there's a chance for it just to repeat, history to repeat itself. So
that Broncos defense is really good though.
Yeah, that defense is good.
That defensive line, they got players on that defense. They do.
Yeah, but the defense can only hold up so well. It's just like the way when they played the Broncos when they played the Rams, the way the Rams that game, I'm just like that Nickelodeon game that they had. I'm just like.
Now, can you say that one more time for the fans? That game was on Nickelodeon.
Yes, Nickelodeon.
Jay, this is what we've come to. That we're watching games on I'm watching football games on Nickelodeon. That's what we've come to.
I'm literally seeing Patrick Starr talking about football while the game's going on.
That doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound real to me. It doesn't sound real. Don't sound real at all to me.
I'm going all over the screen after these touchdowns and everything. I'm just like, what is this?
Exactly. For everybody in the chat, don't forget to like the video as well. Help me pay the bills around here. Don't forget to like. Each like gives me 1 cent to go towards BG&E. Keep the lights on. I can't do this without the lights, so please like the video. All right. So we're saying week 10, Denver. Are we saying it's a W for? Well, I'm saying it's a W for Broncos. For Bills. What are you saying?
W for Bills.
All right. We don't know what Russell Wilson's going to look like, so that's the mystery there. Week 11, they get their revenge game. Well, it could be a revenge game depending on how you look at it. They play the Jets again, but this time it's in Buffalo. So I said it was an L week 1 against the Jets. You said a W. So do you think that they're going to sweep the Jets?
I see them splitting. I see them split. Like this one, I give the Jets because first of all, it's tough to beat a team twice.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like, the Bills, they started sputtering every now and then, last year. And I feel like this game is going to be one of the games where this one's in Buffalo, right?
This one's in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to say this one, I'm going to give it to the Jets. I feel like, the first time they played, had a close game, I feel like they're going to, reevaluate and be more prepared and walk into Buffalo. And I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers is going to come out that stadium with this win. Really?
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'll say this. We'll have more information about Aaron Rodgers because, like you said, we're talking about week 11 here. So we'll know what by this point we'll know what these teams are about. So there won't be no mystery like the week 1 we could say it's a mystery. We don't know what to expect from Aaron Rodgers because that'll be his first game. So we don't know what to expect, but by week 11, we should know what these teams look like. And in my personal opinion, I just feel like you're at home. This is from my opinion. I'm already predicting the Jets are going to win that week 1. I don't see Buffalo allowing them to walk into their house and beat them again. So I'm going to give Buffalo a W there.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're saying you're saying that Buffalo's going to lose that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Jets walk out with that one.
Okay, bet. That's a bet. All right. Week 12 at Philly.
Ooh.
The defending NFC champ. That defensive line is filthy.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the Eagles don't got no weakness, and I bet Smooth's up in here right now because I know he's an Eagles
smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah, you got. I don't really have to go much because there's so much about the Eagles. Look, they're that team, and they got to go to Philly. and like in Philadelphia, you go there, it's a tough stadium. It's tough to come out there with the win. Like
It
how
is.
the fans, how that stadium is, man. You're gonna feel them fans.
Yeah,
So
they're some of the most ratchetest fans ever, but they're so passionate. Maybe that's the word passionate I should use. Passionate is what they are.
they're very passionate. So with just them playing in that environment, it's gonna be difficult for the Jets to come out with the win. And Eagles are that team. I mean, they're the best team, I'll say, in the NFC. So I'm definitely going to take the Eagles on this one.
I agree. I don't see how they stop that defensive line. I mean, that defensive line got good pass rush, good run blocking. I mean, good run defense. They got the cornerback. What's the cornerback's name that was going to leave? He was going to leave. I'm drawing blanks right now.
The corner, Darius Slay.
Darius Slay, yeah. See, my man Jay, he knows. Yeah, he was going to leave because they was talking about him going to the Ravens, and then he was like, "No, Philly offered me more money, so I went back to Philly." But he's good.
I got released by him, and then he signed back with him.
Yeah, he got released. Exactly, he got released, and then he was a free agent, and then he came back. Exactly. So, yeah, Philly gonna be tough to beat. It's gonna be hard to find many games that Philly loses. I'm gonna have to say a L2 here. One is in Philly. I mean, that defense. We didn't even talk about the offensive side. Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders. Wait, Miles Sanders still play for the Eagles?
He's with the Panthers now.
Panthers, yeah, he's with the Panthers. They still got Brown, AJ Brown.
Yeah.
They got the yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're gonna be pretty hard to beat. I'm gonna say it's an L for Buffalo too. But that's not a bad L because Philly's gonna be good. So that's not a bad L. Like, that's a game not too many people gonna win. Week 13 is their bye week. Week 14, at Kansas City. We talked about this earlier briefly. Kansas City, primetime. Well, it was a 4:25 game. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? They won a Super Bowl with Juju Smith-Schuster. They got Travis Kelce. Didn't they upgrade their wide receiver? Did they get any more wide receivers?
I know they have Sky Moore. They got Marquez Stanton,
yeah, from they used to play for the Packers. Yeah.
Travis Kelce. There's somebody else. They got Kadarius Toney from the Giants. Trying to see what else. But then, even though Kansas City, I mean, the best team in the, they're that team. Even though their defense is actually kind of lacking. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. Their offense is going to make up for what the defense doesn't. If defense allows something, the offense is going to make that up. And I feel like, I feel like that's going to be a good game. Like, but at the same time, I'm gonna give it to Kansas City.
Let me ask you a question. From a Kansas City point of view, do you feel like them losing Eric Bieniemy makes a big difference? Because a lot of people were saying, well, Andy Reid calls the plays anyway, so what difference do it make? But what is your take on that?
First, I would think, like, when I first saw that, I was just like, man, that might make make a difference. Because what year did he leave?
Well, this is the first year that he's gone from this team, Eric Bieniemy. He's with the Commanders now.
Oh, okay.
So this is his first year that he's been gone. So we don't know what the offense is going to look like, I guess. Because they say Andy Reid calls the plays, and he makes the plays. So I don't know if it's really a drop-off. I don't know.
So I don't think it's going to be a drop-off. And if anything, I mean, Andy Reid, he is a mastermind. And, Patrick Mahomes and that whole offense, they're going to make some work as well. I mean, they came out here with they'll come out with any type of formation. I remember that one formation where they were, what was it? When they against with the Raiders, when they were all spread out, they threw it to Kadarius Toney. He went out for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think he got caught. But yeah, it's gonna be not.
It's the fact that they were willing to try that kind of play. Like they were confident they could execute that play.
Oh, they had the merry-go-round, the ring-around rows. They came out around, and then they went out to that formation. I mean, they're going to out there have fun with it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think if Patrick Mahomes was gone, then we talk about something different. I feel like the play caller, whether it's Reed or Bieniemy or whoever they replace Bieniemy with, it doesn't matter. You have Patrick Mahomes. He's the end all be all. So yeah, I'm gonna say You're at Kansas City. I don't see you winning that game. I'm gonna say that's an L.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's an L. All right. Week 15, we got, and now as I'm seeing that we're doing this the way we're doing, we're probably gonna have to break this into segments. We'll be here all night try to go through. You feel? What'd you say?
On the first team.
Exactly. We're right. We haven't even got past the rest of it. We still got 29 teams.
With us, we can talk about anything like forever. So it's just like,
yeah,
it's
good. It's good stuff. But it's just reminding me that we're still on the first team. Like we're still sitting on the first team. All right. Week 15, home against the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott. You still got why did these receivers CeeDee Lamb?
Got CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. They got the tight end Dalton Schultz.
They don't have Ezekiel Elliott no more, but they have the other guy now, Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
So I mean they were okay with letting Ezekiel Elliott go because Pollard balled out last year.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick. I mean we're probably gonna gloss over at some point again, but what was your take on the Cowboys getting Trey Lance when they have Dak Prescott?
See, it somewhat made sense to me. Like, it kind of did, because you look at the training camp videos, all this other stuff. Dak Prescott seems to, he seems to be not performing to the way that he has. He's over here making turnovers and all this other stuff. And I looked into it. Jerry Jones, their owner, and somebody asked him, "Did you talk to Dak Prescott, about this situation?" They was like, "No, it was our own decision. We wanted to do this."
Do you feel like that's shady business?
Yeah, that is, because then when they asked Dak Prescott about it, they said, "Did you know about this trade?" Dak Prescott was like, "No, it wasn't." You could just tell what he was saying in that and how his demeanor was. It seemed he didn't really like it. So with them saying, trading for Trey Lance, saying like, "Hey, we have somebody right here," because that we're not liking what we're seeing with Prescott, and so once he starts messing up, we're going to go straight to Trey Lance. So, but I was kind of giving off when I looked into it. It was just like, hey, we need to get somebody, because right now Dak Prescott isn't performing the way we want him to.
So you think Trey Lance is a threat?
He could be, but here's the thing: we don't know, because he never really got a chance. He
never plays.
Yeah, and then also with Kyle Shanahan, the head coach with the 49ers, I saw that I think one of the reporters asked him, how do you feel about that? And they feel like, I think he said he let him down, like he didn't really give him a true chance. And I was just like, why? How do you say that? And you traded him, He seemed to be somewhat disappointed with the trade, but then it still happened. But how the NFL, I mean, it's a business, and some stuff like that happens. And so that's how that happened. But with the whole quarterback situation getting traded, basically like it's saying like we're not like what we're seeing with Dak right now.
Well, I feel like they thought that Brock Purdy was that guy. Like he did play pretty well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, one thing we know about Brock Purdy is that on tape he played well. When Trey Lance played, we don't have enough footage of Trey Lance. He just doesn't. He's just always injured. We never plays. So like, I guess my point is, I'm not sure how much of a threat you can say he is, because we don't even know what Trey Lance really is. Like, we know what he was in college, which is why he got drafted as high as he did, which is why the 49ers made that trade to give up so much to get him. But we don't know what he's like on NFL game tape, because he's only played 6 games. We don't have enough to really, so we'll see.
Even in those games, he still didn't look the best. But it's only a little bit that you can evaluate.
I agree. Yeah, so we'll see. But as far as the game, I would say, I don't know. Every time I try to think Dallas is a good team, for some reason on the road, I just don't like when they're away from that damn dome stadium. I just don't think they play that good. I'm gonna say Buffalo wins this game.
would say Buffalo too, but like when it's at home, I feel like the Cowboys are a good team, but then when they're away, it's just like like when they played against when the 3-6 Packers at the time last year, they were favored to win, and then they went to Lambeau, and they lost.
Yeah, they to me they just never were a good road team. Even if they having a good year, they play games in a row really weird. Like I feel like because of that Texas weather, they don't play good outdoor in stadiums that are colder. Buffalo, Packers, New England, when they go to places like that, they never win those games. So I don't think they're going to go to Buffalo, especially we're talking about in week 15. So we're talking about November, December time. I don't see them going to no Buffalo in November, December, potentially snow and going there and beating the Buffalo Bills. I don't see that.
Yeah, I got the Bills on this as well.
Bills, yep. All right. Week 16, we got Los Angeles Chargers. This is crazy. All these different. So this is gonna be on Peacock. This is on Peacock. So real quick, we got ESPN, we got CBS, we got Fox, we got NFL Network, we got Amazon, and we got Peacock. This is all different broadcasting things that this is gonna be on.
Amazon and Peacock is crazy.
Peacock for a football game is crazy. Anyway, it's at Los Angeles Chargers. So Justin Herbert, is Keenan Allen still there?
Yeah, Keenan Allen's still there. You got Mike Williams. They got Quentin Johnson, what they got from TCU.
Yep.
They got Austin Eckler. They got Gerald Everett at tight end.
They got weapons.
They got weapons, but it's just I don't like their head coach. I don't like Brandon Staley.
I had a feeling you were gonna go there. He made some questionable calls last year.
Yes, like how do you we already discussed that playoff game. You can't how do you blow that? And I feel like with Justin Herbert, I feel like he is an NFL size. He's got the arm, he's got the size, he's got the talent, and I feel like they sometimes hinder him and try to play him smaller than what he is. It just comes to Staley. I don't like him. He makes questionable calls. Some of the play calls at times are just not good. And it's like I feel like he is on the hot seat because you look at that roster on the Chargers and you look at them and be like, oh man, they have a chance to go, make it afar. And it's just like you look at that playoff game and you just like, what happened?
What happened, right? Yep. Agreed. I agree. Yes. Okay. So then, I mean, yeah, you on paper with Herbert and those weapons, you would think they should have a top 5 offense because of those weapons. But it's something about that team that just never is as good as they supposed to be. I don't know if it's the coach, if it's the defense. I don't know what it is. But they went 10-7 last year, and on paper they should have won 12 games last year.
And they go through a lot of injuries too. Also as well.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so Bills travel across the country to Los Angeles. Do you think that's a win or L for the Bills?
Like I said, it's a good game. It's just I don't fully know what to expect from the Chargers at times because they can be a really good team, and at the same time, it's just stuff that just I don't know. I'm gonna give it to the Bills. I'm gonna give the Bills.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna give the Bills solely based off the reasoning that I have.
I'm gonna actually say Chargers win that game because I feel like the Bills got to go across the country. You just had a tough game. I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be a good game with Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what that game's gonna look like, but the Cowboys are a good team. Whatever version of the Cowboys show up that week, who knows? But the Cowboys are gonna be a good team. So you just played a good. You got to travel across the country to a Chargers team that's also very good. This could be one of those trap games where I say that Chargers offense might be too much. They put numbers up on the board when they play in Los Angeles. So I'm gonna say Chargers. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills won that game. But I would say Chargers because it's a home game. Week 17, home against New England. I'm gonna give the Bills a win there. I think they're gonna sweep the Patriots this year.
Yeah, I would say as well. Give the Bills that win.
All right, and then they close out on the road. On the road against the Miami Dolphins. Now, week 4, we both gave the Buffalo Bills a win. This is in Miami now. What is your take on this one? The last game of the season, which may have playoff implications too.
Yeah, because how I got the Bills, I got them going to playoff games. So it depends, like, you know, if it comes down to seeding and all of the other stuff. If they, you know, how they play, because, you know, might be a chance, you know,
right,
a lot of might not play. So with that last game, I feel like how I got the prediction, I feel like this is, if the Dolphins are making a run, I feel like this game could be the one that gets them into the playoffs if they not are already. So I feel like there's a lot of scenarios can go into this game because of how, you know, how the season can go and how I predict the Dolphins to go.
Agreed.
So this one right here is kind of tough. I mean, if I give all the scenarios, you know, away and just put it in a game, I would give the Bills this win, but I would say I'm gonna give it to the Dolphins on this last one.
Yeah, a lot. Man, when it comes to the last week of the season, it just depends on what you're playing for. I mean, we're assuming. I'm only basing this prediction off of assuming that both teams are fighting for something. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Bills don't have to play for it, then the Dolphins. But I'm gonna say the Dolphins win this game, because I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before. Buffalo went down to Miami and laid an egg. I don't know if it was last year. I think it was last year because they played us the week after that, and I was like, oh, they played terrible in Miami. Like, it was so hot out there. I remember watching Josh Allen like sweating his ass off. He was drenched. His drip was drenched, and they laid an egg.
They played playoffs, and then they almost lost to the Dolphins again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say if they're fighting, I'm gonna say Dolphins win. It's a home game. I'm gonna say Dolphins win. What do you say?
I'm gonna give it to Dolphins as well.
Dolphins, okay. All right, so we have completed. Ooh, that was pretty lengthy there, but we did go into detail. We did talk about other teams. So as we go through this, we don't have to really reiterate some of the stuff we already talked about. But okay, so based on what you gave Buffalo 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew, for that emote, man. I appreciate that, man. Can you see the emotes?
Yeah, I see it.
That's funny. All right, you gave him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You gave him 12 wins, and that would be 12 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12 and 5 is what you gave him.
That's exactly how I had the Bills going. Had 12 wins.
Did you really? Okay. Well, shit. Right on cue. 12 wins. All right. So we're gonna add that to the board. So Jada Kid has Buffalo going 12 and 5 this year. All right, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn, 10 wins. That's really? Hold up, really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have them 10 and 7. That's crazy. Really? I'm surprised. I didn't know it was. Damn, I was kind of harsh on the Bills this year, but I just feel like they should have already at least been to a Super Bowl. One of these last couple years, they had a roster that was good enough to get there. I think that Bengals game that one year fucked them up. I think that was the year that they should have beat the Bengals, and they should have, but they.
Yeah, this past year.
Yeah, and I think that kind of hurt their psyche a little bit because I feel like they always have a solid team, but they never get to the Super Bowl. So we'll see. Okay, all right. So we're gonna run through this. Thank you, Jada Kid, for that. That was great. That was Buffalo Bills. Now we're gonna